The petition to label Pakistan a terrorist state, an initiative by two congressmen in the US, which was at number 3 on the White House website, which helps you file a petition, and once you cross 100,000 signatures, the President of America will have no choice but to take note of that. Yesterday, the petition the Times Now was supporting and the News Hour was supporting. Now, the petition was titled, "We the People Ask the Administration to Declare Pakistan State Sponsor of Terrorism." Last evening, the petition was at number 3, which meant it was the third most popular petition last evening, and today it's gained over 100,000 signatures more, which means essentially it's the most popular petition on the White House website, which leaves Obama no choice but to respond and consult US congressmen on the issue.
While pressure mounts on the White House to react to that online petition, two US lawmakers have moved bill in the Congress to designate Pakistan as a state sponsor of terrorism. Times Now spoke to Congressman Ted Poe from Texas and Congressman Dana Rohrabacher of California, who moved the bill. Now, with this pressure mounting on the Obama administration from two quarters to declare Pakistan as a terrorist state.
H.R. 6069 is a bill that is sort of co-authored by myself and Judge Poe, who's another member of Congress. And we are both very concerned, and I think anybody who pays attention to what's going on in the world is concerned that Pakistan continues to play a role, not just in opposing, for example, different policies in India or otherwise, or even policies of the United States, but instead of engaging in a subterfuge and a below-the-surface support for terrorism that is taking the lives of thousands of people. And we need to document that. We need to have explanations for it. We need it to stop. And in order to stop this support for terrorism, whether it's Indians or other people who are suffering because of this, or Afghans who are suffering because of this, we need to start a dialogue, and this bill starts the process of verifying what role Pakistan is playing in India's problems and in Afghan's problems and in the challenges we face even in the Middle East. This legislation is a statement by Congress to the leadership in Pakistan saying the American people are not going to take this anymore. We are not going to permit the ISI or anybody else in Pakistan to be supporting terrorists that are murdering people in Afghanistan in order to create some sort of radical Islamic state there, which is what's been happening, or that they were not going to see that Pakistan continues to provide support for terrorist raids into India.
We don't think that just because we desire a relationship with Pakistan that we can just accept what appears to be, and all indicators are, is they continue to support terrorist networks like the Haqqani network, like the Taliban and others. And maybe that they say that they're fighting terrorism and they're fighting these folks, but they don't really do it. We see that there seems to be a safe haven in North Waziristan and the federally administered tribal areas. We see that they continue to imprison Dr. Afridi, who helped identify Osama bin Laden. And we say, if you truly are opposed to terrorism and you're fighting terrorism like we are, and you're for a more democratic view, and you want to be a part of the world community, those seem incongruent. That you can't say one thing and do another. So we're trying to urge them very gently, but as time goes on and it appears that they're not going to be interested in fighting terrorism, we're upping the ante. We're increasing the pressure point. And there are 435 members of Congress and varying viewpoints along the spectrum. Some people think immediately that Pakistan is harboring terrorists and is maybe even viewed as a state sponsor of terrorism by some of their actions. Other people don't feel the same way. It takes some time to get everybody on the same page. And it takes a discussion. It takes offering legislation and hearings and so on and so forth to build the case. And over time, listen, I understand that it's too slow for many people. And as we see deaths occurring, as we see terrorism occurring, even recently in your country, Pathankot And you say, how much will we withstand? How much is enough? But that all informs the people in Congress and helps them get to their final conclusion earlier. India is the largest democracy on the planet. And as of one of the great democracies on the planet in the United States, we should be working with India more closely and isolating those who agree with terrorism and espouse terrorism and fund terrorism as much as possible.